And one of the interesting points in sport is this is the greatest batsman of all time. And he was never coached. He completely coached himself. And by the age of 11, he was a fully developed cricketer, never having played 5 cricket matches in his life. By the age of 11, he was remarkable. And the technique he has is the exact opposite of what we teach people to do. And there you can see that this is a very unusual technique because people are just not told that this is the way you bat. I'm not going to go through what is the conventional, but this is profoundly unconventional. So what did people say? They said he was a chance event. He was a genius who managed to do it. They never said, maybe this is the best way of doing it and all else is wrong. And again, he's labeled unconventional, but I'll show you, in fact, he is the most conventional and the most effective way of batting as a cricketer is this way. And so he was the greatest batsman of all time. He taught himself, he was never coached. And what does that tell us about conventional cricket wisdom? So millions of children are coached every year according to convention. And they taught, I can assure you, a way that will never make them international cricketers because it's just completely wrong. And so I got involved with Bob Wilmer and we wrote this book. And it was during the writing of this book that I told Bob, I think we got it wrong with the batting technique. And here's the second greatest cricketer of all time, perhaps the greatest, but that's Jacques Kallis. And he's batting in the conventional way. And you'll notice that his elbow is way up here. He's finished the stroke. And his elbow is way up there. Whereas with Bradman played he hit the ball and he finished up with the bat down here, as we showed on the previous slide. See where the bat is coming through and it's going to end up there. And his elbow is in front of his chest, whereas Kallis's left elbow is above his ear. It's completely different. And so I wrote a chapter here in this book that Bradman was perhaps the way to go and we needed to look at it more thoroughly. And if you want to watch batsmen who really bat, like A.B. de Villiers, probably he may well be better than Bradman in due course. You'll see he's got the same technique as Bradman, that he hits the ball as if he's playing a tennis shot, which is completely the reverse of what we teach our youngsters to do. So de Villiers was clearly not coached conventionally, and everyone recognizes that he's the second best batsman of all time. Perhaps he could become the best batsman. And when you watch him, just watch that the way he bats. And he takes the bat out away from his body and then brings it round. And that is the way you have to bat to be as effective as he is. And the outcome is that we developed a patented this bat to teach these youngsters how to use the Bradman technique. And here are the future Bradmans and de Villiers from Cape Town, because we're going to teach them how to bat properly and not the conventional way. So again, the point being, convention isn't always right. And again, this is a question that we have to ask. So are the people who bought this book pay medical patients because they follow the medical advice in the book, or the nutrition advice, or information? So, where's the cutting point? When the doctor-patient relationship begins, and when does it end? And is it writing a book? Does that constitute it? So these are questions that will have to be answered. The basis of our book is the green list, in which we say these are the foods that we believe are healthy, and the other part of the book, that this is the red list, and these are the foods that we consider to be unhealthy. The 2 questions that we're researching now, we're raising money for. Firstly is, can type 2 diabetes be reversed? And I explained at length about that we've raised 1.6 million or 1.7 million rand to do that study. And then, is it possible to ban on 30 rand per day? And that's what we're working on through the Noakes Foundation at the moment. And that's critically important, because if we can't feed the population healthily on amounts that they can afford, then it's not helpful. And I'm really excited about this project. And because that's where it started, at Ocean View in Cape Town, where we had the first group of approximately 30 women who ate this diet for 5 weeks, and their health improved astonishingly. And we're hoping to announce within the next month a major nationwide development of this program. It looks like we're going to get funders to help us take this program across the nation, because it's been so successful wherever we've done it. So that's the end of that section, and thank you for listening. So the point was, there were examples there where I'd taken on unconventional advice. I'd been demonized for doing it, but the outcome was that in the end, I was correct. And I don't assume I'm always going to be correct, but I do believe we have to give scientists the right to have the freedom of expression, the freedom to research, and to decide and to prove whether or not they're correct.